Hello, my soap making friends. Welcome back to my channel, Heart's Content Farmhouse. Today what I am going to be making with you is a recipe for basil soap. This recipe combines dried basil and basil essential oil for a really nice soap with a basil fragrance. When I was developing this recipe, I wanted something that you could keep by the kitchen sink so that it wouldn't be too drying on your hands, but would also have really nice lather for washing your hands, for all the gardening and all the outside time for the summer. But another thing I was hearing from a lot of you guys was that a lot of the ingredients in my recipes were really expensive. So with this one, I really wanted to focus on keeping the costs down. So this is mostly olive oil and coconut oil. And then I do have shea butter, but only a really small amount. I've also put in castor oil, which is actually very inexpensive too. Now, if you are looking for a great place to get oils, I really do not recommend getting them from Amazon. They're really overpriced there. The best place is Nurture Soap, and I'm going to link that for you below. Amazon is great for molds, for tools, for things like that, but the oils are just not well priced. So if you're trying to keep costs down, I would recommend Nurture Soap. Okay, on to the recipe. So our first step is to mix our lye and our water. We're going to measure out the lye and water separately. Then the lye gets poured into the water. Of course, remembering the saying, snow floats on the lake, lye goes on top. Mix it up. Then there's a chemical reaction in which this lye will make the water shoot up in temperature. It will become very hot. So we're going to put this in a safe place, somewhere out of the way. I'm going to put mine just on the windowsill to cool. And while that's cooling, we are going to melt the oil. This recipe is going to be, like I said, mostly coconut and olive oil. So it's 11 ounces of coconut oil, 12 ounces of olive oil, and then I've done just 2 ounces of shea butter, 3 ounces of avocado oil, I just really like avocado oil, and 2 ounces of castor oil, which is going to help us get really great lather, and again, is actually very inexpensive as far as oils go. So I've pre-measured these out, which is always a good idea. If you're feeling lazy, you can just measure them right into your pan and zero out your scale in between each addition. Just go really slow so you don't overpour, and this is kind of risky. It's always better to measure them out separately. And then we're going to melt these over medium-low heat. The shea butter is always going to be last to melt. We're going to check the temperature. It's up to 140, everything is fully melted, and now this can be set aside to cool as well. An hour and a half later, everything is ready to blend. Now before you blend your lye oil, your lye water, and your oil, you want to have everything else out because things start moving fast once your soap comes together and forms like a soap batter. So we have our mold out. And I also have out my basil essential oil. I'm using this just as a fragrance. So I just got this from Walmart. It's really affordable. It's a fragrance in the soap, and a little goes a really long way. And then I'm just doing dried basil, like the kind from the grocery store that you would put in food. So 2 teaspoons of dried basil, and then 1 teaspoon of the basil essential oil. It sounds like hardly any, but it has a super strong fragrance. So I'm going to pour our lye water into our cooled oils and stick blend. And this recipe, seeing as how it has very few butters and no beeswax in it, does come to trace a bit slower than some of my recipes. This took me about 2.5 minutes of active stick blending before it reached trace. And then we are just going to stir in the dried basil and the basil essential oil and use the stick blender, but don't turn the motor on. Just use it sort of like a spoon. Mix it up and into the mold it goes. This is a 10-inch silicone mold and it fits this recipe just right. And for this one, I just left it out at room temperature. It did not gel, I didn't cover it, I didn't put it in the fridge. I just left it on the counter and kind of forgot about it. And it didn't gel, didn't crack. It went really well just at room temperature. So this, you can see that it's a little bit soft here when I'm cutting it. A few more hours before I cut it would have done fine. But now it's actually turned into a really nice hard bar. My daughter actually thought it was cookies and cream soap. So if you wanted to add a green coloring or even like a light yellow, I think that would be really pretty in this to make it look less like there's Oreos in here, but I still like it. And what I will do is just put this whole recipe in the description box of this video so you can just read it off there, or I will also put a link to my blog and you can go there and print it off. And I'll also link to you the essential oil I got from Walmart, the Nurture soap where I recommend that you get your oils, and a few other product recommendations I have. Oh, and one more thing. So I also made this set of tags that has bees and wildflowers on them. And I'm gonna package this soap up with a little bit of twine and this tag and make a cute little gift. So it's a free download, and if you print it on like scrapbook paper or any type of sort of stiff paper and cut it out, it's really cute and they're free. So if you wanna make this into a gift, that would be a cute idea too. So that's it. Easy recipe, affordable oils, and it has a really nice basil scent, and you could add color to it to make it look less like cookies and cream. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Recipe will be below, and have a great day.